everybody, and welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I am Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I am Brownie.
Welcome to the first 100% guaranteed technical difficulty free podcast. That's
Why
right.
Why would you ever say
You
that?
jinxed it.
We are now the technical free podcast. Everything has been ironed out after 177 episodes, which this is 177?
No, that's next week.
176?
Yep.
After 176 episodes, you better
Well, this is the start of the
be-
episode, so it would have to be after 175.
After 100, just kidding. After a lot of episodes, we better have this figured out. No, we're in for a fun week. We'll have our weekly Star Wars thing we're going to jump into. We have a new and updated wheel selection, so feel free to spin the wheel and see what happens. But don't bombard the wheel. With great power comes great responsibility. We've got some more fun AI stuff to talk about, and then,
We have a topic that Cam suggested as well.
What did Cam say?
We'll get to that after the Star Wars thing, because I think that you're going to rabbit hole straight down that.
He probably would.
All right. And
And Cam has subbed at Tier 1 for the 7th consecutive month.
Nice. Thank you, Cam.
He's
awesome.
Cam. Okay.
Oh, I was going to do one of these things.
Oh,
while you're
fun.
doing that.
Don't make people sick. Maybe a little as buttons.
Right in the noggin.
Right here. Ow. Right in the dome. I use that head. Very sparingly, but I do. And then there is a surprise. What could somebody do? I feel like if somebody needs to do something, and then we'll move the helmet and reveal the surprise.
Is it a surprise for everybody else?
No,
or
it's a surprise for us, but that's fine.
Well, is it a surprise?
I don't even know what it is. Gwen just decided to show up.
You don't know what it is? I know what it is.
So anyways, if you do something cool, we're going to move the helmet and reveal a surprise.
Yeah, so Brad, it's up to you to do something cool. I don't trust anybody else.
Brad, go climb the rope.
Okay. So
Pop a wheelie. Oh my goodness.
Already?
All right, Kara.
Dang. Okay.
Welcome back, Kara.
Thank you. Look at that spin.
Was it 2 weeks ago Chris was on vacation? Last week Kara was on vacation?
I was still here. The Kara movie review. Oh, now you're gonna be 4 behind.
We did watch one this week, actually with Cam.
How did Cam land on movie review to start off the episode?
I don't know.
That's absolutely insane. You know what else is insane? 3D printers. They are getting out of control, okay?
You're out of control.
So I am so sick. I have bought so many Ender 3 Pros from Micro Center. I'm going to need to start going in there with a fake mustache because I keep going in as a new customer.
You need to tell them the story about not this last one you bought, but the one before that.
I love fancy quote. Okay, so let's just count down from the top. I was reignited into the world of 3D printing. You know, I'd have the Flash Forge, right?
Yep.
And Chris is like, hey, 3D printing is really cool. I want to try it. So let me use the Flash Forge. I was like, all right. So you bring the Flash Forge to Chris. And then I saw on Reddit, I was like, hey, you can get a brand new Ender 3 Pro at Micro Center for $99. But you have to be a new customer. So you have to sign up with your email, sign up with your phone. So I get one. Kara gets one. Dave, you got 2, more or less, right?
Well, I got 130.
He got 1 and then got another one for, your dad. We got 1 for Josiah. We got 1 now for Cam. Are there any ones I'm forgetting?
You forgot me and the one that I got for Jim.
We got you
that's
1
right.
and
Well,
1.
you didn't. I got me one and one for Jim.
You paid for it, but
Right.
yeah, we picked it up, right? Like I picked it up.
Oh, I bought 2 when I went down there. Did you pick one up for me when you were down there?
Well, I got one for Ryan, right? Because Ryan has one.
Yeah.
And then we built them all front here, and that was the whole police showed up because David was playing Rock Band.
Yeah, Dave, your rock band playing Crazy Leg
And then
Man.
SOS to the police.
And then they thought you guys were making ghost guns.
Elvis hip impression or whatever you're doing over there. Rocked off your thing there.
You rocked off your thing there. Somebody fancy quote that, please.
So 2 Ender 3s ago, I go in, and the guy's like, hey man, I need your address. And I just looked at him and I just blank stare. He's like, you don't have an address? And I was like, I don't remember what I signed up with. And he's like, you want me just to put the store's address? I was like, yeah. So he's like, phone number? And I was like, oh, I don't know that either. And he's like, we just use the store's phone number? So on the receipt, it says my first and last name. My address is the location it's at, and then my phone number is their phone number.
You know what's funny is like now that I'm going to be whatever, I have brand new credentials for another Ender 3 Pro.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you have brand new credentials. So I did it for Cam. Cam's like, hey, can you get me this sweet deal because it's back? So I got his information, but it still shows my name now at Cam's address and at his phone number. So I've got just like multiple identities. There's like 10 Jeremys down there now.
You should just show up with one of those fake glass nose mustache things.
Yes,
And then,
that'd be so funny.
How many times has that same guy helped us? The older gentleman with he always wears his mask and he did not.
Super nice guy, but he has helped us every single time that we've been down there.
Except for once, basically.
And he doesn't remember us.
And so here's what's even funnier.
There's a lot of people that go through there. Every Chrome Dome and Kara that comes in there, they can't remember.
Okay.
What
was that?
That
was the Snapchat thing was freaking out.
I was going to say, no.
He sets it down in the cart and he utters the most funniest words to me. He says, do you know what you're doing?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
Yeah.
But he's like, do you know what you're doing with these? You need a list of suggested upgrades. And I look at him, I'm like, I know what I'm doing. I feel like Ron Johnson from
I know
Office
more
Mass.
than you.
Parks
and Rec?
I wasn't even in the ballpark.
Ron Swanson.
I
said Ron Johnson. Are you like Ron Johnson from Office?
My brain's working. So the
That's a stop for a second.
I'll just drink my apple juice. Look, I had a little bit too much green wet ski before we came down.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Brad said, wow, Jeremy, that was so close.
I'm on timeout. Who put me on timeout?
It looks like Mike did. Okay.
Oh my
Bye.
God.
Love you. Have a good time. Get me something French. No, don't throw it at me. Only Jeremy could do that.
Just the 100% confidence and 0% accuracy.
I know.
I felt like Ron Johnson from Office Max.
What he meant was Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec when he goes to Home Depot.
I've never seen the show, and I was able to correct it.
It's so good. But no, he walks into Home Depot, and the guy comes up. He's like, hey, can I help you find anything? And Ron Swanson's just like, I know more than you.
I think Jeremy has explained that scene to me before, too.
It's so good. I love that show. Whoever hasn't watched it needs to watch it. It's so good.
I needed a good laugh. Thank you, Jeremy. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the thing that you said.
Yes. Tell me about my filament. We got brown filament. Yep. No, so we bought a game called Planted. Excellent game if anybody wants just a kind of fun, easy game. It's kind of confusing in the beginning, but once you know it's good. And it comes with all of these little resources. So like water droplets, so you can water your plants. It comes with food, like plant food, and sunshines, green thumbs, and
don't
leaves.
Look at Jeremy.
Leaves.
He can't participate. He's on timeout.
And anyway, I want to print cute little barrels. So when you actually play the game, these resources aren't just like
oh, this is the
everywhere.
board game.
It's a board game, yeah.
Is that board? Okay, lame. Okay, next.
Yep. Anyway, I want a 3D print barrel, so we bought brown filament. Yay! And that's Kara.
Is it the same color filament like I have, Jeremy? Or?
No, it's darker than that. It's a little bit darker, but it's inland. Anyways,
They make good stuff. I like the inland PLA.
I do too. I really do too.
All right, before people think that we're not going to do anything Star Wars, I'm just going to tell people we're talking about Star Wars languages today, just so people know.
We are a Star Wars podcast.
Star Wars languages are happening, and then I got a buttload of chat. Dave gifted a tier 1 sub to Ashley.
Oh,
nice.
How sweet. They're married, for those of you who know.
Oh, dang. Woo! I'm glad I got my face up. Those have some heat.
Yeah, they do.
and
I
then-
hear those whizzing past my ear.
Brad said you earned that timeout. Go cool that brain down. And Mike said hopefully he can collect himself. American Chris Sanson says, hello there. Nice to see you back, Kara. So he wants to know what he missed. What you missed was Jeremy trying to reference something. And he said, it's
Bailing
like Ron
epically.
Johnson from Office Max, when he meant to say it's like Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. And we need to, somebody write down something. Ron Johnson from Office Max needs to be a thing because I think it's hilarious.
It truly does.
And I had an uncle named Ron Johnson. He was like the coolest dude ever.
Here's
He
the
did not
thing.
work at Office Max though.
Ron Johnson from
That wasn't
Office
Boomer,
Max
was
needs
it?
to look like the extremely nerdy version of Swanson.
Speaking of which,
Well, because he works at
literally-
Office Max, so it's got to be like the
No,
big thick glasses. And it's
exactly.
like, but he has to have the same attitude though. Like
Right,
he knows everything about nerd culture.
Right, but it's more like, I know more than you.
we saw the knockoff Chris Offerman.
We did.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
There was literally the guy looked identical to Nick Offerman. Chris Offerman.
Do you need to sit down again? Mike wants to know, did you change clothes? Did you put that sweatshirt on?
No, but
That was on.
I can take it off because I have a Rise of the Podcast shirt.
Ooh, nips. You're lucky that somebody fancy quoted over your shirt. Otherwise, people would have seen your chesticles. Just fire that shirt over there.
I got a.
It's another. Oh, that's what it needs to be. It needs to be like some like. There's got to be like an iconic like poser situation that Ron Swanson's
Yeah.
been in. But we need to make it look like that. But then it's Ron Johnson from Office Max, and that's going to be the shirt.
So I want to finish
like
up
it.
with
I like
3D
it.
printing really quick. So we picked up Cama printer. And we got him 5 rolls of filament.
And me one.
And we got you 1 roll of filament. The why I said they're getting out of control, that was quoted in the beginning of the show, is I'm literally running out of space to put 3D printers
It's true.
in our house. Like
Just set them all up down here.
the one that you let me borrow, I didn't even like get to print anything because I had it in Chip's bedroom. And then we had an Anycubic
It's the nicest thing that's ever been in his bedroom.
an Anycubic Max show up, which isn't as big. I don't even want to
You
say
seem pretty nonplussed by that printer.
so it's back for sale for full price, and that makes me feel a little bit better. I think I just need to use it a little bit. And go
He's
from
not
there.
used to the
Did you
Kira
put that
slicer.
0.8 nozzle on before you gave it to Dave?
Nope. Those nozzles are lost in the abyss. I have to find them. I have to dig through all my stuff. My house is crazy.
Just buy some and make Jeremy pay you back.
No, what were you? What?
Oh, whoever ends up changing it out, the nozzle
forget.
that's on there is a steel nozzle, so save that one.
I don't remember. I was going to say something I forgot. Fine. It's fine. It's cool.
Yeah,
It's
Brad wants to know how many tangent crystals for a strip show.
cool. From Jeremy. Not from Jeremy.
Brad, I'll do it for free. Oh, and then
Jeremy has an OnlyFans, actually.
Yeah.
no, somebody totally copied you.
Did they?
It's not a fans only fans. They do like a TikTok style video, but it's called Only Pans, and it's a cooking show.
Oh, funny.
It's
What I would do it at the next level, that having heard only pans, and I would only do pan shots of pans.
oh, so you stepped it up a little bit, but she focuses only on the pans of the dish. So you just see like the
Interesting.
ingredients go in. and you only
Oh,
see
okay.
the-
Well, so it's clever, but it's a cooking one I see.
Yeah, yep. Only pans, and it's a cooking show, but it's just of the pans. And yeah, I was like, oh, that's like reminding me.
I'm going to start a TikTok called Only Pams that only show images of people named Pam
It should be Pam from The Office.
from Office Max,
Ah, yes.
Pam from Home Depot.
But no, and then I was like, I called up David like a grumpy old man. I'm like, I can't figure out Kira.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
Jeremy
do this.
hates
I can't
Kira
do this.
Slicer. Hates Kira Slicer.
Kira's like C+.
It's takes forever. You might as well hit slice and then walk, make dinner,
Dude,
go
you're
on the
preaching
Oregon
to the
Trail.
you're preaching to the choir.
You know?
Slicing your freaking clone armor, like slicing that helmet, it's like 6 minutes to slice that stupid
It's
helmet.
so
For
ridiculous.
real?
yeah, like I would hit slice and then I would just tab away and do other stuff and come back to it later.
With
Yeah.
Prusa's Slicer, it's like,
I know.
Done.
I know, and Simplify 3D. Even though it's the one I paid for, and I don't even use it for anything.
Well, the bummer thing is like there's no freaking profiles for it, and they take like a week to get back with a profile
Right.
for you, which is annoying.
Well, and that's
the
what-
profile they gave me for the CR6 Max didn't even work.
Well, David's like, just call Prusa on the phone. No, I'll call him or send him an email and say, hey, can you make a Anycubic Max for Prusa Slicer and see if they'll do it? Because they might,
I guarantee you they would.
you know.
There's like probably some some profile floating around out there.
Do you know how to block supports on Kira?
Yeah, it's easy.
A 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter cube. When I had to do the inside of the dome, I had to click, 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 click. You get a paintbrush in Prusa. I can go brush size and go in one stroke.
I think what you're doing is complaining about a first world problem. If you want a good print, you're willing to put in the 2 minutes that it takes to do it right.
So, Dave,
and the 10 minutes it takes to slice it.
I looked up.
Mike says, why are you building the supports manually? He's not building the supports manually. He's blocking the supports.
I'm blocking the supports. But I looked up a quicker way to do it, and there is another option in Kira, which I think is interesting. And what you can do is you can import any other STL and not have it be a print and have it be a block in and of itself. So you could like take another helmet, scale it down, put it in the inside, and then hit block, and it'll just block off like the whole inside dome in one shot. But you can't let it overhang any other spot.
So the thing that like I wish I could figure out how to do in Kira. So Loyal, when he was showing how he slices helmets.
Yeah.
So he was showing like you have the helmet oriented like this, right? If you want to give me the hands, Jeremy. So you have the helmet like this, and then he rotates it 45 degrees and does the vertical supports, then rotates it back the other way 45 degrees and does it so that you have 45 degree angled supports on the inside of the visor, like on this helmet.
Yeah.
The supports are printed from the inside of the helmet then instead of off of the base to support like the crown of the helmet or the top of the visor.
See, and that's what I want to figure out, because as it sits right now, all the supports go straight all the way down to the build plate.
Yeah, so like he was building them in off of like the inside of like the cheeks essentially to do the thing. So it's like they're way shorter and they still support it.
But what confuses me, like that helmet, maybe Mando helmets aren't as bad, like, but that helmet, you can see the print lines are perfectly horizontal. It was printed as it sits. That's what I don't
That's
understand.
how he sliced it by turning it, and then he prints it vertically. He prints it so in the slicer, he turns it 45 degrees, builds support. Turns it 45 degrees the other way, builds support, then straightens it up, then prints it.
No way.
That way your supports are 45, so they don't need support for the supports, and they're printed off the inside edge of the thing, so they're not going all the way down, so it's way more efficient.
And a lot less
really
filament.
only truly has to do that once, and then he can just resend that helmet, would be sliced forever.
Yeah, exactly.
That's genius. I need to put some time into getting a nice supported model going then. Because so reach out to me on Discord. I will give these away for free. I don't even care. I bought the Galactic Armory subscription, so I have all the print files, everything. You want Halo weapons, you want Star Wars weapons, you want Halo helmets, Star Wars helmets.
How about a Star Wars Halo?
Except he doesn't have a second sister helmet.
The one helmet Kara wants, he hasn't made yet.
Whatever. Third sister's the best sister anyway. First sister's the worst sister.
Honestly, I bet you I could message him because he's probably looking for like inspiration on.
Oh yeah, tell him second sister.
Each month he's gonna do 2 helmets. I bet you I could message him and be like, "Hey, can you do the second sister?" And I bet you he'd make it.
Probably.
Maybe if you were a higher level Patreon. I think that's usually like I would check to see like there might be a tier that has that as an option. Brad said starting an only cans site GoPro setup under 2 Porta-John seats.
Nobody wants to see that.
You never know. People like the weirdest things. Is all I gotta say.
So Mike, the reason that Jeremy was blocking the supports, so like on this helmet here, the curvature of the interior angle of the helmet isn't such that it actually needs to be supported.
Even at like 60 degree or whatever, you can set the threshold.
It prints sufficiently solidly enough that the supports are just a waste of time and filament.
Yeah.
That's like, so we've seen Dave do it successfully. And so the thing is too, it's like, we're not going for like gloss mirror finish prints or anything. These things are going to be finished. It's going to look a little crappy on the inside, but it's totally worth not supporting the inside of the helmet.
Well, here's the thing,
I just want to quickly block the inside dome. That's it. Everywhere else, I'll take the supports.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Well, the other thing too is like a lot of times when if you were to use this for cosplay, a lot of people actually like put the padding on the inside and everything, so you're not going to see how crappy it actually looks.
Around and
exactly.
Stuff,
so if it's something you're going to wear, if it's a display piece.
Yeah. Well, so Mike, so the angle of support is because the way the Kira looks at the thing, it thinks that it's a really, really steep angle. So like even having it set to like 60 degrees the most I still like having it 45. I just feel safer at 45. Yeah. But like you'd have to have it like over 90 for it to not.
Well,
over 90 is nothing. You'd have to have it at 90 for it to not do it.
What I'm trying to get it to do.
Cam's uncle says, I like cans. You want to show him the can collection we have?
Oh my
Should I
gosh.
grab it and just tilt it sideways?
There's no other reason why we would ever have this except for him. So.
Yeah, I'll grab it.
So Cam's uncle, this is your fault, just so you know. I'm gonna cut to the wide just because I think it's funnier.
You should play the can just because we're showing off cans.
No, Jeremy,
No, Jeremy, come in doing the can dance. No, that's the Russian dance.
That's the can.
No, can's knee up, then kick, then down,
It's
then
like
knee
da
up, then
da
kick.
da 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 da.
I'm gonna hurt.
Jeremy's just sitting over there trying to do like the Russian dance.
I can to believe how many cans are in there.
Oh,
I'll wait. I'll hold my.
nobody can hear you.
Cam's uncle says, I love it. Mike says we should do a primer on Kira. I can show you some magic tricks. And I'd like to learn about what you all are doing and what you're doing. So
I will take all the cure help I can get.
I will say, like, so Kira, like, no one likes change, right?
Yep.
When I first started printing, I was like, the freaking Simplify 3D. It still honestly is the best running one of all of them.
I agree.
It just works.
Yep.
The problem is there's no freaking admin support for it. You paid for it and you can't. I can literally find a profile for anything for Kira. I can just go and find one, and then they're super, super easy to build. It's like Kira is the people's slicer. Right? Dwayne Johnson does the people's elbow. The Kira is the people's slicer. The problem is because it's the people's slicer, there's all sorts of junk out there you have to filter through. Brewster's slicer seems like it's sort of in the middle. Like you can get some stuff. They decently support it, but it's not like whatever. So it's like, I just wish if frickin' Simplify 3D had the amount of community support that Kira had, I would only ever use that.
I'll do one last quick comparison, and we'll get off of slicers because this has to be boring for people. I apologize. The one thing I was going to say too, it's a simple thing, but I'm so used to it. When I bring in a model, right? Let's say I bring in, let's say I'm going to print a lightsaber and it's got 6 pieces.
Yep.
So I bring in all 6 STLs. Simplify 3D, where does it list the models you bring in? Just right on the left-hand side.
Like in a
window,
toolbar,
right?
yeah.
Prusa slicer's on the right-hand side. Kira, it's in the lower left, and every one of those support blockers also counts as an object. So your like table of what's in your print area just gets inundated with garbage. And it's like, why would you I just instantly want to see, because like if I move something off the print bed, I want to be able to, and there's no good like center and arrange, or at least I can't figure
Control
that out.
R.
Control R.
Yep.
It doesn't center and arrange as well as my other slicers. I'll tell you what.
I'll say that too. Like I think it puts pieces way too close together. Like the stringing between parts, like I manually, like I'll center and arrange and then I'll push them apart so that it actually doesn't string between the parts.
Right. And then I'll say this. I mean, they like Prusa Slicer literally in their most recent release stole 2 things. They're not stole. They're like, hey, it's open source.
No,
These
stole.
are awesome.
Yeah,
We're
for
taking
sure.
them.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Okay, there was something else I had that was really cool that I wanted
Should we
to
talk about Star Wars?
Let's
can
talk
talk
about
about
Star Wars for a second. Let's talk about Star Wars.
Oh, no! 3D printing. We cannot talk about Star Wars yet.
All right, you say a thing, I'm going to grab a drink.
Well, I want your opinion on this too, but
I'll listen.
David sent me a thing I thought was really cool, and we might do it. Each month, so everybody has a subscription box, right? David found one for 3D printing. So each month you get a roll of filament, and like how many STL files, David?
I think it's just one a month.
Just one a month.
From what? From what?
Well, so it's like a subscription box. So they send you a roll of filament, they'll send you an STL. The color of the filament's supposed to like match the themed print for the month.
What's it through?
Post it in chat here.
He's gonna post it in chat.
Okay.
But it seems
How
like
much?
it's cheaper than a roll of filament.
It was like $40 a month, something like that.
That's way more than a roll of filament.
What's up?
2 rolls.
You get 2 rolls. So anyways, David found a subscription box for 3D printing. So each month they send you 2 rolls of filament. They give you X amount of STLs. And there's like the colors of the filament are like themed to the STLs that they give you.
I think that's sweet. If you go through I went through that roll of brown filament in 2 days.
Yeah. So I was like, and if you're ever, who hasn't gotten caught in a slump where you're like, I don't know what to print. So it's like, this could be like, you know.
Yeah.
Again, like I was like, I just need to put something different on this printer to print something. So I threw that brown on there. I was like, oh yeah. That was like pounding out these prints because it's just like a color change. So
Yeah.
I agree completely. I think that sounds sick.
I was like, that's a really cool idea.
We should get them to sponsor the podcast.
Right.
We probably could.
I'm also posting it, if you want to say so everyone can hear it, in the
Discord.
3D printing Discord.
So
Clavius3D.com/a bunch of words. Oh, yeah. So, speaking of you said the Rise of the Podcast Discord? Yep. There you go. You can join our Discord.
Boom. Okay, we're on to Star Wars. That is
Okay, on to Cincinnati. If you can tell me what that reference is from, I'll give you $1.
According to Drew. According to
Drew?
The Drew Carey Show.
No.
No, according to Jim.
No.
It's Always Sunny.
No, it's Bill Belichick said that after the Patriots got their butts kicked in like 2016. He's like, every question they'd be like, so what do you think about your execution of the offense? Like, we're on to Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati. It's so like whenever somebody asks you a question you don't want to talk about, like, we're on to Cincinnati.
So is it appropriate response to you to say, I like Skittles?
We're on to Cincinnati.
You're so
I don't know what I like Skittles is.
Marshawn Lynch refused to interview, and so people would ask him.
He said, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Oh.
The Skittles were like a touch, like people, like he loves Skittles, so people would throw Skittles at him when he scored touchdowns.
Oh, funny.
The thing is, he didn't like the media, so the media would be there and he'd be like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. That was his answer. So it's a very similar thing. Like he was doing it to troll the media. I guess so was Bill Belichick, but the same idea basically.
I just got it wrong again.
It's okay. You tried.
The elements were there. You're right. Marshawn Lynch, Skittles, all that was correct. But the words he said was, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Got it.
Because you can be fined for not doing your requisite media stuff.
What did you say he said? I like Skittles.
He does like Skittles. He has probably said those words. I will say, Jeremy, you are 100% correct. Marshawn Lynch in his life has said, I like Skittles.
Yep.
I mean, I would say there's very few people in the world who have not said that they like Skittles.
I am medium on Skittles.
I like Skittles.
Do you guys remember the year the Seahawks lost because they threw the ball instead of giving it to Marshawn
That's
Lynch?
the greatest Super Bowl of all time.
They did a follow-up commercial with a beer ad or whatever, and he's sitting in a beach chair, and so he's like, hey, throw me a beer. And the guy's like, nah, I think I'd rather walk it over to you. And he like walks it over. It was really good.
That's awesome.
All right, Star Wars.
Okay. So these are the languages of Star Wars that are based on real languages. So this isn't like a top 10 list. I think there's like 7 languages here. But I'm going to have you guys guess what language these languages are based on.
Oh, okay,
you're probably going to get none right, which is fine.
I guarantee you it's going to be none right.
Okay, let's do this first. Can we do something fun? Spice it up?
Oh, sorry that this wasn't fun enough for you, Jeremy.
No, I want to see how many Star Wars languages we can name.
Hold on, let me get the wiki open. Star languages.
All right,
Jeremy's
Kara,
just making things. Me. We're gonna go with Gungan.
Canon languages or
No, wait, Gungans. Do Gungans speak their own language?
I don't know. I was thinking.
We're going with Gungan.
Hold on. This is not.
We'll just go until we get one wrong.
That first one was probably wrong.
Okay, hold on. I know that there's a. Oh wait, no, there it is.
Ithorian. Ooh, Ithorian is definitely one.
Okay, so it looks like. Do you want me to tell you how many there are, or are you gonna guess just languages until I tell you wrong?
Well, you had your 7 list, right? I
think there's like 7 there.
I was trying to guess the 7 on your list, but
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, so let me.
Jeez. Okay.
So what was the one that you guessed?
well,
Ithorian.
she changed her mind. She said Gungan.
I did say Gungan. Is that even on your list?
Nope, not on.
I was
Okay.
gonna say Huttese.
Huttese.
That is the first one on the list.
Oh.
Then Arabesh.
I'll say Ithorian. Arabesh is the
Arabesh is the alphabet.
not,
Basic or common is the.
is Ithorian on there?
No.
What?
Is basic on your list?
Rhodian.
Hold on. So hold on. I'll just go through the list really quick.
All right, fine.
There's Huttese, Sullistes,
Sulistans, yeah.
Name
your favorite Sulistan.
what is this?
The blue one.
The elephant thing.
Oh, interesting. Huttese again, but with a different base language.
Come on.
They don't have a name for it, but the language that Ewoks speak.
Ewokese.
And then whatever Yoda's species is native language.
How do we know I mean, it must be in books that they talk about Yoda's species language.
So, like, I guess it's the way that the language is constructed with.
With like okay.
Anyway, so that's what that is. So there are 31 languages.
Dang. In Star Wars?
Yep. So you guys said
Kara said
Ithorian and Rhodian.
Gungan, Rhodian.
Ithorian is not listed on here.
Ithorian Ithorians definitely speak their
How's
own
it
language.
spelled?
Ithorian.
Yeah, it's not on here.
How
I'm
about
just saying,
Rhodian?
Ithorians do speak their own language.
Rhodian, so it's Rhodes, but yes.
What about the Watto guy?
Toydarian.
Toydarian.
Nope, so that was in the article. That was the other flavor of Hutties.
Geonosian.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wookiees.
It does not have that listed on here.
But with the grunts and growls.
Chewie definitely doesn't speak
It might be called something different.
And well, when I say Ithorian, they might speak something else too.
What is the co-pilot in Return of the Jedi? He with the face.
Nien Nunb?
What alien
Solastes, that's one of the ones that was listed.
is it?
Yeah, because he's from Solist, apparently.
Oh.
Let's see.
How about I just give you the list instead of us sitting here for 45
No,
minutes?
it's fun trying to guess.
Okay.
Droid.
No, that'd be... There's a binary, I believe, would
It's
be...
funny there's 30 on that list, but then C3PO is fluent in 6 million. Pick. Just give a couple
Okay,
and go to your article.
Galactic Basic Standard. That's
Okay.
what we're speaking right now. Binary.
Oh, of
I
course.
just said droid.
And then I
binary.
said that would be binary. That's
Yeah.
the literal conversation we had.
No, I'm just saying.
Bocce.
Oh, yeah. How about-
Bothies.
Okay, the Bothans, yeah.
Catharies.
You know,
Catharies.
did you know? I know this is a true fact.
But whatever's about to come out, it better be 100% accurate.
Yo, Bothans only have 3 words in their language. I am dead. Do you know how many Bothans died getting us? They get it? Like, oh, I'm dead. Every time they touch something, I'm dead.
I am unhappy.
God.
Cheon or Chew? I gotta see what language this is. Does it
What
say
if that's Wookiee is for Chewie?
It's the language of the Chiss.
Oh, Thrawn.
Oh.
Freaking fruit flies.
Who's this little dude friend?
Oh, here. So this. Okay.
Thrawn's little friend.
This is
Yeah,
not a comprehensive
starts with
list.
Eli.
Apparently, this is the list of the common language.
It's
Oh,
Eli.
God. Eli Vantos.
Yes.
Okay. So
it's a
anyway,
little
so there's Dosh, which is Trandoshan.
Okay.
Doug.
Trandoshan. Oh, boss.
Bosk, yeah.
Doug.
Oh, yes. The pod racer.
Yep. Duriz.
Durians was the one I was thinking of from.
Oh, okay. So Ewok language is Ewokese. It didn't list it in the other article, but it listed in the
Gotcha.
link from the other thing. Whatever.
Durians.
Gammarese.
Dude, what you say? What was that one?
Gammarese.
Not gamma
Gamorreans.
rays.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Geonosian.
Sat.
Brad said Sebulba. We're forgetting about the sand people.
Sebulba is Doug.
Yeah, that's alphabetical, so that's at the bottom, but it's there.
Dang it.
What is it? Hapon, Hapan. Hapon language is speaken by residents of the Hapes cluster.
Never been.
Hutties, Jawaese, Kalish,
Oh, I forgot about Jawas.
Kaminoan.
Oh,
Mandoa is the language of Mandalorians.
that tracks.
Olus Coruscant is Old Corellian. Pack.
What's Pack?
Nemoidonian.
Nemoid.
Leonard Nimoy's people.
Roadies.
That's
This is why I couldn't find Wookieese, because it's called Shiriwook.
Shiriwook.
SHYRIIWOOK.
That person is crazy who came up with that word.
Snivian, Solastes, Sith apparently is a language. Oh yeah, because C-3PO couldn't say it.
That's
It's
right.
illegal. He knows it, but he can't say it.
Yes.
Tark, Togruti, Twi'leki, Tuscan, and Yuzan Vong.
Have their own language.
Those are the 31 most common languages.
Cam nailed Yuzan Vong.
Oh, so you can just basically name a race and it's going to have a language.
Crazy. Who is the Yuzan Vongs?
He's there in.
Those are those force blocking, whatever we've
Yeah, we
talked
talked
about
about
before.
them.
Oh,
They're not in canon anymore. They're in
Legends.
Legends.
All right.
So anyway, now that we've listed all of these crazy languages, what do you think that Huttese is based on?
Huttese.
Ponto no winja solo. Oh. Serbian.
It is, man, we could not have picked a word. I couldn't have picked a worse thing for pronunciation. Quechua, Quechua, Queechua. Quechua. Why do you know what that is?
She did an interesting fact video about it.
Relatives from Chile are part of Quechua.
It's South American. Anyway, so Ben Burt based it on listening to Quechua.
Interesting.
So you can tell Gabe that he speaks like Jabba the Hutt.
He does speak Quechua.
Does he speak like Jabba? He's like, oh, da do da di ba do chi ba.
There's Spanish languages where they talk really, really fast. So they slow it way down.
Oh, so so Jabba the Hutt sounds like somebody dumb speaking Spanish.
Yes, I love
Donde
that.
está el baño?
No, I
No
just
más pantalones. It sounds like Jabba the Hutt. That's insane. That is insane. I'm so happy about that. Okay, so we already know Nian Dub speaks Celestese. What is that based off of?
Serbia.
I'm guessing some Asian country because of how they made him look.
It's based on Haya, a language spoken by around 1 million people in the Niger-Congo region.
Oh.
I'm guessing some Asian. Nope, it was Africa. It was Africa. Okay, what language do Ewoks speak? Ewokese. What is Ewokese based on? And I actually knew this.
Well, then you tell us because you're asking yourself in this question too.
Oh, really? So I get to be on the winning team?
Yep.
I got the answers right in front of me. Do you want to take a guess?
I'm trying to think of like that's some Polynesian country.
No.
I have no idea.
If you would have said some Asian country, you would have been close. No,
Philippines.
wrong type. This is the funny thing about Asia. Everyone always thinks of Southeastern Asia.
Russia's on there too.
Russia is part of Asia. It's a mixture of Tibetan, Nepalese, and Kalmyk.
All right.
The Tibetan part is what I knew of that.
Interesting.
They had mentioned it in some documentary.
7
thing.
years in Tibet.
So then the final thing is like so this says what language does Yoda speak? He speaks a version of Galactic Basis, but it is ordered in the it's ordered in the way that other languages order their sentences. So English speakers speak subject, verb, object.
Okay.
He speaks subject, object, verb. And that is common with speakers of Japanese, Albanian, and others.
Really?
So it's Japanese syntax with the English language.
So one of my biggest beefs was when I was learning Spanish, we watched The Lion King. And you know, the one line that actually works in Spanish is, what did you say when they said Mufasa and they said que pasa?
Yep.
When I watched it in Spanish, they don't say que pasa. They changed it to something else. And it made me really angry because it would work, right?
Yep.
So if it makes sense in Japan, do they make Yoda speak regular English in the Japanese version?
You know what? They might.
To mix it up to make it backwards?
That would not surprise me. Otherwise, he's the only one speaking normally, and everyone else sounds like Yoda.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
There, hello.
I you love.
Kenobi General.
No, God.
Funny. Okay, so I knew that's the
Disintegration?
Star Wars
No.
junk.
Yeah.
That was way more. So do you want to talk about the thing that Cam wants us to talk about?
Sure.
Let's hop over to that.
Are you familiar with EVGA?
EVGA?
Oh, EVGA, they make graphics cards.
Yes.
Okay.
So apparently, they've decided to stop working with NVIDIA,
Okay.
alleging that NVIDIA is a bad partner. And this is according to Gamer Nexus and Jay-Z 2 cents, whatever that is. They claim that NVIDIA wouldn't tell EVGA how much they would have to pay to obtain the GPU cores before announcing the price of stuff. And then also, they weren't sent like drivers and other necessary components to be able to actually construct the graphics card properly. And because of the low price point that NVIDIA had set for their own version of these cards, they were selling 3080s and 3090s at like a several $100 loss to try and compete. And so they said, we're done. After the 3080 and 3090 are like out of life, we're not doing anything with NVIDIA anymore.
Interesting.
So I haven't read all of the rest of the stuff.
Boy, we could go like really deep in this, but I'll just wrap my summary of my knowledge up in this. I'll make it hopefully fast and interesting. PC gaming, huge hobby for many people, kind of got messed up when Ethereum's price shot through the roof because they're not necessarily good miners for cryptocurrency for like Bitcoin anymore because the amount of calculations you need and everything like that. But it was really good for Ethereum and it was really profitable. So from like May of 2020 until September 15th, Ethereum is no longer proof of work, which is using graphical processing power to support the system. It is now proof of stake. So you have to have so much stake invested into the crypto.
So what? So there's no blockchain associated with it anymore?
There is a blockchain, but you can run it off a normal processing power computer called a node rather than using like a formula and trying to crack it.
Okay.
So you invest into the crypto. Once you reach a certain threshold, you can run a node instead of running a miner, and it cuts down on energy consumption. It's way better for the environment. It doesn't need all these graphics cards. So graphics cards have like plummeted in price.
Which is good for me because my graphics card just tanked.
They skyrocketed and then now they're plummeting, okay? So what confuses me about graphics card is there's two people in the game. NVIDIA, and the other one is what? AMD? They make the what's their graphics card?
What is their graphics card?
Radeon.
Radeon?
That's it. Those are your choices. And just like processors, like AMD and Intel, like they might go back and forth, but consistently NVIDIA is like the card to get, right? For playing video games and stuff like that. So what confuses me about the industry is NVIDIA still makes, NVIDIA still makes the cores and the drivers and all that, or the chips.
Yeah, but then other like boutique places actually build the physical card itself. So the Titan is the one that NVIDIA actually fully produces.
Okay.
But there are other people that actually take the stuff that they make. So mine's an MSI.
Okay, I was about to say MSI, EVGA.
PNY makes some.
Yep. So Derek has a EVGA. He likes it because it's bright and flashy. So you'd think like, okay, they can produce more graphics card this way, but the chokehold is still the chips themselves. Yeah. So it still makes you wonder how many more so is NVIDIA just going to take on this extra production?
Well, so what Cam said, and he said Radeon. So he said they're getting out of the video card game entirely, which is 80% of their annual revenue. I don't even know what they would do. I don't know what EVGA would do because that's the only reason I know of what they are is because they would build these high-end GPUs.
Yeah.
Cam says because of Theorem is proof of stake, graphics cards prices are plummeting right now. To become a proofer, you need $60,000. So I'll just say this right now. I'm too old and apathetic to give a crap about cryptocurrency. Mm-hmm. It's just, all it does is annoy me.
Yeah.
The fact that it exists and that people want to talk to me about it, they're like, oh, you like tech stuff, crypto, blah, 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 blah. Just shut up. I don't care. I don't care if it's worth $1 trillion someday. I don't care.
Yep.
Regular fiat money is confusing enough to me, much less crypto. Anyway, power supplies and motherboards is what they're going to make, apparently.
So they're moving over to motherboards, huh? Do they make motherboards
I assume they make them now. I think they're just chopping off this gangrenous limb.
That's fine.
Well, so what does it say about NVIDIA then? It's like if they're such crappy partners.
Well, they're going to just end up keeping stuff in-house. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
So it's weird. Like I didn't know tons about it before I was started reading a couple articles, but it's like I didn't realize that it's like NVIDIA is like just like here's like the raw. It'd be like if Ford just made like parts,
right?
And then like somebody else is actually built there is kind of a version that like you get like your Shelby version of the Ford or whatever.
Exactly.
That'd be like if Shelby was the only version of that you could buy.
Right.
Or whatever, or people like whatever, like you only get like the tuner version, like you like the Mopar or the whatever, right? Like you don't get like the stock version of it is just like the parts that you have to build yourself then, I guess. Right. But it's weird. That's like the best corollary I think I could find to it.
Yeah. Maybe NVIDIA's got to just change their business practices, and maybe by EVGA doing this, they'll get better. But
Brad, motherboards need to find some fatherboards and produce some chips.
oh my gosh, can I say boo to that one? You know what Kara did?
Cam's uncle agrees with me on crypto, by the way.
What was I gonna say?
Something I did.
What did you do?
I don't know.
What did you do?
What did you do, Kara?
I don't know.
How would you do your movie review while Jeremy thinks?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm trying to catch up, but somehow Cam got another movie review. Anyway, so Cam actually came over. He was down in Duluth the other day and stopped over, and we watched Hello Vietnam.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Good morning, Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam.
Good Morning Vietnam is the correct name, but Jeremy, this is Kara's movie review.
Yeah, Jeremy.
That one editorial I will allow, as it was a correction.
It was good. It was. I know. I'm bald. I'm bald. Who did this? I hate whoever did this. David, you
Dave.
suck. Don't you dare shoot me. Anyway,
He's not even holding the gun.
I don't trust him. I heard something up
All right,
there.
anyway, movie review.
Okay. I haven't done one in so long. What are my questions?
What was your favorite scene?
Favorite scene? There were a lot of good ones. It was every single scene where they're making fun of the lieutenant is hilarious to me. Like, I love the one where right after his first Robin Williams what's his name?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, Robin Williams. Do you remember his name? Anyway,
Robin Williams. We can just call him that. We know who
Robin
it is.
Williams. He after his first thing, the lieutenant comes in and he starts reaming him a new one about, like, you know, you shouldn't have done that and you had to stick with the script and all that stuff, and everybody just mocks him the whole entire time. So everything that had to do with the mocking was hilarious. And then his aide, anything that had to do with his aide, George.
Adrian Cronower. Is that what his name is? Brad just said that in the chat.
The character?
Yeah.
Oh, Adrian Croner is Robin Williams. Thank you.
He says, I don't know how to spell it.
And then, okay, so it was just a good movie. I don't know.
Okay, so what was your least favorite scene?
Least favorite? Jeremy and I talked about this. It's the ending. Like, there's no closure. He just, gets fired and sent off, and you don't find out what happens to this kid named Tuan, who you find out is part of the Viet Cong. And
Tuan of the Viet Cong.
yeah, well, so he calls himself Tuan, but
Whoops, sorry, I accidentally turned.
what was that?
There's a fruit fly, so I was trying to swat it away and I accidentally smashed one of the keys on my mixer and
I
started
thought
playing
I
some
heard
music.
some sort of like
Did it go wah,
twinkly,
wah, wah?
twinkly. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's like it's whatever, completely inappropriate for the conversation we're having. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That does deserve one of these though.
I was like, where am I hearing the sound
You're
from?
hearing from the
It's the headphones.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, least favorite was the ending. There wasn't good closure.
No,
in my
Brad,
opinion.
that's not a technical difficulty. That's an operator error. So would you recommend this? Who would you recommend this movie to?
I mean, if you're a fan of Robin Williams, comedies, war movies, I don't know. I don't know who I would specifically.
My dad.
Our dad too.
So would you watch the film again?
Probably.
Would you watch it again tomorrow?
Probably not tomorrow.
Would you watch?
It's the type of thing I'd probably watch. It'd probably be like maybe a once a year, once every couple year type thing.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Jeremy, you're allowed to have opinions again.
Woohoo! I had never seen it either, but I don't want to. How many movies? How movies?
Horror movies?
Horror movies.
Kara doesn't like horror movies.
I don't. If anybody gets a movie review and requests a horror movie, I will not watch it.
Yeah, you
Just
will.
like, no, I will not.
Before this Halloween, you need to watch Ernest Scared Stupid.
That's a fun one. You'll
Yeah.
like it.
But no, recommended horror movie. It will not be done. Just so you know.
Cam said your next movie to review is Clouds.
What's that?
Beats me. Jeremy, go ahead and write that down. What year is that from, just in case? Because Clouds is such a generic sounding name. It might
It's
be
true.
different.
Send it to me, or somebody take a picture of it, or
I'll send you something. I'll send it to both of you in Messenger.
Cloud.
Watch clouds. Not the ones outside. Not the ones outside. The ones on the movies.
I was trying to think of what Kara did.
I don't know.
Well, anyways, tangent time.
What were we talking about? We were talking about some computer stuff before. We were talking about the EVGA and... Ooh, look at that drop.
Kara just does well because of the volume of drops that she does.
Okay, that was the first one I got.
No, that's the first one you landed in there, but you've dropped like 8 times.
The first one I got into the tank.
I am going to use the Fire
What's the rating on that one? How good is it?
I'm angry.
How good is it?
8405. Ooh.
I don't even do.
Look at that slow, angry Fire Nation Kara just drifting across the screen. Again, apologies, audio listeners. This is totally worthless for you.
No. So, anyways, Wingspan, right? So we were the last time we were in the cities. We were at Games by James. All right, in the Mall of America. You like Games by
Brag
James?
about it.
Hey, right?
I've never heard of it. I've heard of the Mall of America. I haven't heard of James Gang or whatever.
Games by James is a store that's all board games.
All board games. So when we were there, this guy was like looking at the games, and he's like, "Man, I just really want a game that you can actually sit down and play for a while and enjoy it." And right in front of me is Wingspan, and I like look at him, and he looks at me, and he's like, "Do you got a recommendation?" And I just slapped Wingspan, and I was like, "This is your game.
You can put so much spaghetti in this bad boy."
You can do so." Anyways, so I was going over, and so guess what game he was looking for? Dominion.
Oh, Dominion.
Is there something?
Very good game. For shame.
Anyways, so I was like, "Oh, you like deck building games? This is an engine building game using these birds as cards." And I didn't want to like overstay my recommendation or didn't, but I just flipped it over. I'm like, "Here's the core aspects of the game. Little tricky to learn, extremely easy to play, and very, very fun." So they held on to it, and then we left, and I saw them walk out of the store, and it wasn't in their hands.
Did you go and kick his butt?
They didn't buy it. Now, it could be that it was really expensive there. You know, it was like probably $20 more expensive than it was on Amazon, because anything you get at the Mall of America is going to be more expensive. But I was like, "How dare you ask me for my opinion and you don't listen to it?"
What if they looked on Amazon, found it was cheaper? Because pretty sure you put back a couple of games because they were cheaper on Amazon.
But substantially cheaper. Did you know they sell you in a box escape room games now, and they have Star Wars?
They've been doing that for a while.
They're fine.
Have you done one?
I've played a couple. It's like literally just like, so what is it? Mansions of Madness, I think, could be classified as something. It's similar. It's like, so in the way so I'm looking at Gwen because she's played this game with me. There are puzzles and like riddles and stuff. That's basically all it is. It's like, you're here, you have to go through this thing. Like some of them have a board, some of them have like an iPad thing. You go through they're fine. I think that if you just calling it an escape room, you can literally take that same game and add like one more layer of interest on top of it and call it something completely different. The core functionality of it is just a bunch of puzzle mini games. Which is the same thing as a regular escape room, don't get me wrong, but that has the fun of actually being in the physical room.
Right.
So it's just like, if you like doing puzzle mini games, play an escape room game, I guess.
Lord of the Rings also has one, which could be really fun.
I have a Lord of the Rings themed mini golf map for Golf It.
Oh,
it's pretty sick.
They have a midnight golf thing at the Mall of America too.
That's
Mini
pretty
golf.
cool.
There's
a mini golf place not too far away from.
Cool. Yeah. Your future.
There's a water park attached to it. Yep. I have played there. It's really good. It's really good.
I'll have to go try that out.
I invited you to play, and you weren't interested that one
I
time.
always have a million things to do.
How about Wednesday afternoon we go and play?
I'm gonna be gone.
Oh, that's right.
I leave tomorrow, everybody. I'll be out of in Texas for a week for work.
Cam sent me a screenshot of the IMDb thing, so I sent the IMDb link to you guys, so you guys know which version of Clouds to watch. Cult of the Lamb looks awesome. Jim has played it. I played the demo.
What is it?
Cult of the Lamb. It's a video game.
Oh.
It's like you have to start a cult, and it's like very cartoony and fun looking.
Supposed to be like Stardew-ish.
Interesting.
So yeah.
Wait, Cult of the Lamb is Stardew-ish?
Yeah,
Stardew Valley-ish?
kind of.
Really?
It's like you build relationships with people and like recruit people to your cults to do stuff. And
so Gwen appreciates Chris's humor. And I brought
So
a board-
is that the only person who does? Is that what you're saying?
correct.
I hate everybody in this room except for Dave. Dave, you're my friend still.
Well, I have a funny story about that too. So
What don't you have a funny story about?
you let me borrow your printer, which I only put in my house, changed the filament, and then unhooked it and brought it to David. So as I bring it downstairs, Kara's like, are like Chris and Dave really good friends now? And I was like, I mean, they're friends. I don't know like the level of goodness of friends between them. But apparently after my joke comment, it's David's moving up, I'm moving down. David's moving up.
You're off the list. He's second in line behind Mike D.
I am like board games are really a tremendous amount of fun. But you asked me, you're like, every time I tell Chris about a board game now, he goes, is there little bits and pieces? And I said, there is. And he goes, that's the only reason you like it. Because you can play with the little tokens.
And I get it. You like fiddling with tactile things. That's fine.
Just like, oh, my precious. Anyways, so if you would have heard the phone call I had with Chris the other day when I told him about my newest board game I got, and
Are you really bringing this up?
I'm bringing it up.
I'm mad already.
So have you heard of the new game that came out? The Great American Mail Race. It is a board game made by the United
Jeremy's
States Postal
absolute
Service.
butt
So
twice.
Chris, tell Gwen what you told me when I said, Chris, there's this new game made by the Postal Service.
Oh, so first of all, I hope that it wasn't delivered by the Postal Service, otherwise you'd never receive it. So, second of all, if they're so busy making board games instead of delivering my mail, there's governmental issues at hand that need to be resolved. Third of all, I can't think of some third thing, but I needed to say third of all.
So it was really funny though. He goes, wait a minute. Does this have anything to do? And I said, yeah, it was made by the post office. He goes, what are they doing making board games instead of delivering my mail? Maybe if they put some attention to detail into mail delivery, I would actually get my mail on time instead of you sitting there making up board games.
Yeah, and the thing is too, is like, they could not have made the post office sound they said the most beloved government agency.
So that's
the most beloved government agency? I think not.
On the back of the box, it says, picture yourself being a part of America's most beloved agency, the United States Postal Service, delivering mail via ponies, railways, and airplanes since 18 whatever or 17 whatever the year is they started. And
there's still some undelivered mail from that first year, I guarantee it. Here's the thing, their success rate is like maybe 80%. I would bet that like there's like,
I'm just saying there probably is undelivered mail because the Pony Express, probably some of them got murdered. I'm just saying.
Is there a function in the game where after you're about halfway through, they shut off 80% of the post offices and they make you run back and forth unnecessarily because they decided that the regular offices weren't good enough anymore? So when you send a letter from Cloquet to Cloquet, it goes to Minneapolis first?
I know, that drives me nuts. It's like,
you do have to do that to a certain extent. So here's some funny things I enjoy about the game. All right. First and foremost, you deliver packages, letters, and postcards. So you have to stop at the mail distribution centers. There's one in each region. There's 4 regions. And then, okay, you deliver packages and mail. You just pick up the postcards and you never have to deliver them. So you get to mark off on your sheet that they're delivered, but you don't ever have to actually deliver them.
Cam said, most hated, more like it. After all, there's a reason people say going postal.
Oh!
And then Tiff says, hey, wait, I want to play that game with you guys when you come down here again.
girl, yes.
If you want to have the most boring night of your lives.
It's actually a fun game, and I kick Jeremy's butt every time.
I can't beat her. So then
I had a perfect game today. Perfect.
You're playing more of this game?
it's
Jeremy,
fun.
the whole week you've had off, I've asked you to like play games with me and stuff like that. Our experience with each other is going to be drastically altered within the course of the next week. And
Training with another federal agency.
oh yeah,
I'm gonna go join the post
The post office might be the only job easier than yours because they don't care if they fail.
You think
Okay,
They
so-
don't do honor flight letter delivery.
So funny
You don't have to
thing.
grind a visor for somebody's mail bag.
Funny thing, okay, Chris, this is going to kind of play into what you said. So the other day, Chip and I were sitting at home, and suddenly I see a guy, not in Postal Service dress, come onto our deck. And I'm like, what? And I look, and my window's open. He's like, oh, hey, I'm so-and-so, your normal delivery guy. And he's his arms in a sling and everything. He's like, I just had shoulder surgery, so I've been out. But I realized the guy who's took over for me has refused to deliver your guys' packages because you don't have a visible number on your house.
What?
So he delivered he's not even getting paid. He just showed up. He's like, I saw your packages sitting at the office.
He dropped off like 5 packages.
Five packages.
This is a man who is dedicated to the wrong things. I appreciate that he did such a nice thing for you guys. But so thing one, this makes me think that his replacement should be fired immediately.
He should be.
Like, there's nothing more red tapey sounding. There's like, oh, they don't have accurate numbers on their. Go drive into a ditch and explode into a fireball that won't be delivered on time by the post office.
I know I've told you this before. When we moved into our house, that mailman was like, welcome to the neighborhood. Remember in the winter to shovel a path. We have a saying, no trail, no mail. I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought their slogan was through sleet and snow, nothing can stop the postal
so they are literally.
He is being a Newman.
They are the softest government organization ever. If they took every government organization and did a battle royale, post office would be the first one knocked off.
Well,
Coast Guard would make it further than post office.
I have 2 mail stories. Can I hop on the mic?
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
go and sit on the blue one.
Oh, mail. And we're going to keep talking about the board game, too.
Okay, story number 1 is when everyone on Earth lived at 8th Street.
Okay, yep.
So I was working a morning shift at PJ's, and the mailman came in to give the mail to the store. He's like, okay, so I know what your name is. Did you move into 8th Street? I'm like, I did. And he's like, takes out everybody's mail. He's like, does this guy live here now? I'm like, no, he moved to Duluth. Does she live here now? No, she moved to Duluth. Does this guy live here still? I'm like, yeah, he lives there. He's like, okay, so he's just making stacks of mail on the counter. And he's like, okay, here's 2 change of addresses for the 2 that moved to Duluth.
Oh, funny.
I'm like, okay, so I filled him out and gave him back to him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
like, there, that'll
I
make
think
it
that the fact that you filled out somebody else's change of address form is probably some sort of federal crime.
Well, so
Probably.
I have a story that ties into that. So my dad bought my old house, and we get mail from people who don't live there. Like, he gets mail from people who lived there before I lived there, and he called
That wasn't even a real address, though, was it?
Yeah, it was, because
Yeah,
there was
they
that little
took the
house
house
there.
out.
That little house there.
Oh, okay.
So he calls me up all the time, at least once a month, and he's like, will you tell so-and-so to change their address? I'm like, Dad, I don't know that person.
Yeah,
I can't change their mail.
He's like, you work for the government? Hunt him down. Draw
Right?
strike that out.
We get so much mail at our house from 2 different couples. It's like,
Yeah, that don't live there anymore.
we've gotten like not that we've opened it, but you can tell by the envelope,
Yeah.
like wedding invitations, stuff like that. It's like,
You know what's funny? So, like, there's some mail down at the building here the other day. We only check the mailbox like once a month, and it's just horrendously packed full. So I open up the mailbox to check through the mail or whatever, and like the utility bills and stuff come here or whatever. And there was a letter address, and it was to this address, but it was like just some guy that wasn't like the previous owners or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, the heck is this guy getting mail sent to a building?
It's
Seriously.
really funny though, because if you would have seen, I have a story about the building. The building had the giant mailbox on a galvanized pipe on a rim. It was like welded together for weight, and it was just stuck outside before anybody could grab it.
Yeah.
I put up the new mailbox, and we have an entryway, and there's like, it goes back, so it's like a U. I put the mailbox, and I was like, do I put it on that side or that side of the U? Because there was no room to mount it next to the door. So I put it on this side. The mailman's route is this way. The mailman didn't know the mailbox was even put up for over a week.
Didn't you tell them?
I had to tell him. I'm like, dude, you haven't been delivering the mail. He's like, you ain't got no mailbox. I point, and he goes, oh, I don't see that. Like, as I go by. So he didn't know, because he goes by.
I mean, shouldn't you just be like, oh, like it's
I just thought it
It's
was
not like the
hilarious.
letters or the numbers aren't humongous on it either.
Seriously.
But I was like, yeah, he would go buy it because he
Oh
didn't
my
see
gosh.
it where it was installed. So
I feel like that guy probably works with your numbers aren't displayed appropriately.
I still can't believe the remember, no trail, no mail.
Okay, so one time when we lived at our old house, I had let Oliver outside to do his business, right? The mail lady decided to deliver the mail at that time, saw Oliver was outside, chucked our mail in the driveway, and walked away.
She just threw it on the ground and walked away.
Yep.
All of these stories make me hate the post office more.
I was so mad. I called up our local post office and I complained about her. I was so mad. I don't complain. I do not call people and complain, but I'm like,
Everybody knows about Menards rebates, right? I want to say there was like a Menards rebate and it was windy because it was blowing away. Like she chucked it down and crap was blowing away.
My amount of anger, like I said, I never complain.
You're gonna catch him some chat. Hold on. So Brad says, mail tip the game and see if you beat the game down there. And Brad says, Brownie is the new Fire Nation. And the tip says, our P.O. box still gets mail for the wrong people. Jeez. Ashley says, we still get mail from 2 or 3 previous owners who've been in this house for 8 years. Brad says, I get voting ballots for the wrong people, but I don't know what their signatures are, so my votes don't count. Then he asks if we watched Funny Farm. It sounds like your mailman. It's actually a pretty funny Chevy Chase movie.
Oh, I'll have to check that one out.
So you just got to spin the wheel a bunch of times and hope you land on a Kara movie review.
Brad hasn't spent a single tangent crystal, though.
What are you saving up for?
No, Brad, what do you add for tangent crystal?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Jeremy will give you $1 per tangent crystal when you start redeeming them.
You're so funny. No, that's a fun fact I know about Brad. If Brad ever does that thing, they're like, tell us one cool fact about yourself. Brad be like, I've never redeemed a Rise of the Podcast tangent.
I bet I have more tangent crystals than him because I have infinite tangent. You see it says infinite right next to it?
It's just infinity?
Yeah, I can do as many redeems as I want.
That's so funny. All right, what's your other mail story?
Dang, that's pretty solid.
How much?
9.8 thousand.
Dang.
19.3.
I have 1.7. I'm saving up for a weird
Brad says, I can retire now. Well, I'll sweeten the deal. Jeremy will give you $2 for tangent crystal.
in actual $2 bill form.
Yeah, just a stack of $2 bills.
Goodness. I was so embarrassed on behalf. Sorry, it's a tangent. So there's a huge problem with my plane tickets going to this class I have to go to next week. And my boss called me, and he was like 3 sheets to the wind already by 4:30. And I could tell.
Was he at work?
Well, he gets done at 3:30, so he probably went to the club, had a couple beers, and then drove home. So he goes to the bank, and he's on the phone with me. He's like, I'm coming in tomorrow. We're going to get this. You'll have to come in at 10. We're going to get this straightened out, but I'm coming in to help you. So he's on the phone. He's like, hold on, I need to take out some money. $2,500, please. And the lady's like, how do you want it? Big bills or 20s? And he goes, big bills. Actually, just give me one $2,500 bill. I'm like, he would never say that unless he was drunk.
Yeah, no, you're like, that's such a rude joke.
He was like just buzzing. I'm like, dude, you are just done.
Brad says, it's not true. I redeemed some on voting that one day.
Oh, to put me down.
He just said, I can't take Chip's college fund.
Oh, you're so nice.
His college fund is $0, by the way.
No, he's got a college fund.
I know he does, but I'm just trying to make you guys sound bad.
We put $50 away every month, $50.
That's probably enough to pay for 1 month's tuition by the time he gets to college.
Right.
College.
All right, what's your other mail story?
Okay, so my friend Jess and her husband bought a house, and they have kind of a longer front yard. They had a mailbox on a post in the front yard. They're like, well, we're going to put up a fence, and it has to go where the mailbox is. So we'll just move our mailbox to be on our house. Mm-hmm. And like weeks go by, they had ordered like furniture and stuff like that, like off of Amazon. They were expecting packages, and they kept getting notified the packages couldn't be delivered. They're like, what the heck? So they called the post office, and they're like, you moved your mailbox. Your house is designated to have a post mailbox, so you will not get mail until you put a post back out with your mailbox.
Man.
That's stupid.
Oh,
I hate you, post office.
So
what I would do, I would literally take a post and I would mount it to my house and I would put the mailbox on it and be like,
I put the mailbox like on a 40-foot tall post with a ladder on the side.
Talk about this for a second. So all new construction, your mailbox is supposed to be at the street. That's like a new rule. To save the postman.
I pay for stamps. Bring it to my door. Why do you charge for delivery if you're gonna quit at the end of my driveway? So I want it at my door.
Apologies to headphone users.
Chris, you'll enjoy this though. So I got a loophole. So I bought my house, but it was an older house that we tore down.
But it still checks out.
But then I moved my house there, right?
Yep.
Temporarily, I slapped the mailbox on my deck and the mailman delivered the mail. by doing that, he unknowingly signed a terms of agreement with me that is where the mail will be delivered at that house. The mailbox is still there to this day. But technically, because we tore the old house down, we were supposed to put it out at the street. And I only learned about the at street rule because I had an empty lot next to me. And the neighbor built a brand new house.
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on. He put the mailbox on the street and the post. And for like 3 months straight, every other week, somebody would drive by and baseball bat his mailbox. So I talked to him and I was like, dude, why don't you just put it on your house? And he goes, I can't. I can't. It's like, I have to put it at the street. And I said, I didn't. And he goes, you were supposed to. And I was like, I put it on the porch and they just deliver the mail, right? Well, by delivering the mail there, it was like a grandfathered in now instead of being put out to the street. So I never got my mailbox smashed in because they would have had to do a drive-by up to my deck and like hit it there. But my aunt has the same problem. So it's like, oh,
well,
and it's illegal to do this. But I was like, you just fill it with a little cement. And that way when they're driving down the road and they hit it, it'll break their arms from hitting, when an immovable object meets someone's arms, it's going to, break their arms.
Why is it illegal to fill your mailbox?
Because it's a booby trap, and booby traps are illegal.
Oh, that's dumb.
But what they're doing is illegal.
What
Play
if
stupid games, win stupid prizes.
You may. I agree. You like no. That's so. Here's the thing. You put it out there. You don't put the numbers on it, and like it's 100% full of concrete. Tell your mailman, it's like, no, the mailbox is still up here,
right.
And then it's an art installation, and they're destroying an art installation.
Oh, there you go.
So it's like this is my commentary on the effectiveness of the US Postal Service.
Well, I went down the rabbit hole about booby traps and why they're illegal. Because it's like you can, have a gun to defend your house, right? So I was like, why are booby traps illegal? It's for firemen. In case like you leave and your house starts on fire, it's not fair to the fireman.
The firemen aren't going to go to your mailbox.
No.
Your fireman's like trying to chop the flaming mailbox.
Booby traps.
Breaks his arm.
But that's apparently why booby traps are like not a valid form of home defense.
You moved an old home onto a basement. Does that make the whole thing new build?
It is.
Technically, yes.
There's if you touch it, you have to fix it rule. So it's like wiring, right? It's like if you open the wall and you touch the wires or you like replace the outlet, you're supposed to replace the wiring. Like it's grandfathered in, but if you touch it, you fix it. So by moving the house, I touched it. So it's like anything should be
maybe the
brought
dude was
up
like,
to code.
oh, it looks like an old house, so we're just, this is where it goes.
But I love it that I have my mailbox. So Chris, there's a win every time the mail gets delivered because everybody else has it on the street. And the mailman still has to go down the driveway to my house, or my old house, put it in there.
Like they know the score when they go, like if you decide to become a letter carrier, you know what you're signing up for. They didn't just spring this on them like, oh yeah, you just sit back and drive your car around for 5 hours and go home and wear shorts or whatever. It's like, they understand it's like, you have to drive in crappy weather. You have to walk to my door and give me my freaking mail. That's part of the deal. It's part of the deal. I need to get to the Supreme Court on this because it's BS.
They're too busy making. How can they make board games if they have to walk through your mail?
I know they're like, oh, with all this time we saved, we could do extra development rounds on US Postal Service jerks themselves off the game.
Do you know how much time they save by just throwing your mail in your driveway? I mean, so much time.
Everyone's put a 5-gallon bucket at the end of the driveway.
Right?
But no, it's got to be on one of those like clothesline strings so you can just like winch it back to your door.
Well, it makes you like appreciate things like mail slots. Mail slots were a thing. You can't really put in a mail slot anymore.
I think the reason for that is you don't want somebody having like peek through access to your house.
No, it's so the post office or the mailman doesn't have to walk to your door.
They got rid of them so your letter to Hogwarts couldn't be delivered.
Yeah, I'm getting angry. Brad says I need to watch Funny Farm. Cam says they should have filled the mailbox with. Oh yeah, that's where you said the cement thing. I guess. Did you read Cam's comment or no?
No.
He said he should have filled the mailbox with cement because he'll never do it again. But that was before the.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
What if you built like a cement enclosure to make it look nice, but it's actually protecting your mailbox?
Like an oven.
That's probably fine.
That's probably fine.
That's what I would do.
Because it's not a booby trap. That's like
Yeah.
This is my stylized mailbox. Enjoy.
Exactly.
He also says, alternatively, the way that we made our mailbox up here is by having it on a swinging arm. So when the plow truck hits it, it just swings out of the way.
That's a thing.
Brad's in quote says, messing with mailbox is a federal offense, which apparently is a Dazed and Confused quote. I haven't seen Dazed and Confused. Cam says it's leaned at an angle, so it always comes back to center. That's just good engineering. Mm-hmm. Brad says, stop touching things, Jeremy, and licking them.
Ooh, don't threaten me with a good time.
So I'm guessing like you touch it, you fix it.
Licking them is bleeped out on my
What
chat.
is?
Licking them.
Well, I don't know. I thought I turned all the filters off. I thought it was Wild West Town on chat, but
I don't know. What the heck?
maybe Kara's account is for 14 and under.
Right? Seriously.
Oh my gosh. Why did you have to bring up the post?
I just wanted to talk about the game a little bit. Okay, it is kind of fun. So there's these 4 regions, and they name. So you would appreciate this. In the south, you've got Booger Town. What are some other funny town names?
There's Booger Town. There's Bald Head.
Bald Head. Is that in Alaska?
That's why Jeremy likes this game. He feels represented.
There's Bald Head, Maine.
There's Ding Dong, Texas. There's Possum Neck. I think that's like an Oklahoma-ish.
That sounds like an Oklahoma name if I've ever heard one.
So
come on down to Possum Neck. I might deliver your mail, but not to your door.
It has a mailbox stamper. So you push it and it like does the thing and it so your scorecard, whenever you deliver a mail, you get to go ka-chunk, ka-chunk, and it's very satisfying. It actually comes with red ink, and you put like the red ink in it.
Here's something funny for you, Chris. In the game, you deliver parcels, right? Packages. And there's one's labeled fragile. And if you have a fragile package, you cannot you cannot fly with it, because if you do, you'll probably break it and you won't get to stamp the extra bonus fragile points.
That's the most unrealistic thing I've ever heard.
Well,
you know that the real post office would be like, fire it on the 747 with the catapult.
It fell off the back. That's fine. Just slingshot it onto the plane.
It's like, oh, I'm not going to deliver it to the door of the plane. I'm going to deliver it to the box of the plane, and they can bring it into the plane.
Anyways, then your mail truck only has 2 little spots. You can only carry 2 packages at any point, or 2 letters, 2 pieces of mail at any point, because you don't have to deliver postcards.
Now you can tell that the post office is dreaming.
So anyways, when you drive by another player, you can assist them and take one of their package. That's really funny. You can, so my very first fragile package, I flew with it and broke it. Anyways, so the fun thing about it is the methods of transportation and how you get around the maps. This is like 80% just getting around the map is and so there's transport cards. So you can get a pony and it'll let you move 1 off-road space. You have a bicycle where you can bike 1 on-road space. There's water and air travel, and there's fun variants of it. So there's like, you can deliver mail with a hot air balloon. So you can fly over a location, and you can go 2 spaces.
So I'm surprised that it's not like, if the hot air balloon, you should be at the mercy of the wind. You just like spin a wind spinner and you move 2 directions in that direction, 2 spaces in that direction.
That would be a fun little modifier.
That would be.
Anyways, my favorite little thing they did is, so there's airplanes, steamboats, and then there's like a mule, which will go 1 space in the dirt.
And the Pony Express, that'll go 2.
Which will go 2. There's train stations, and you can just jump from station to station. My favorite is there's 1 rocket ship in the whole game. There's 1 rocket ship. It will allow you to take off from any airport.
This is them dreaming.
And land on any space you want to. So it's like you can take off in Maine and you can just set that baby down right in Hawaii. Or you can take off and so anyways, in Minnesota, they have Castle Danger. That's
where the local,
the local hub is.
Yeah.
Minnesota is at Castle Danger, which was kind of cool.
Interesting.
So yeah, I just think it's hilarious that like you get 1 rocket. And I'm like, where is the Postal Service's real rocket? Why can't they just could you imagine getting packaged by rocket?
Yeah, it's just like a re-entry capsule, just like hurtling through the sky. And like, oh, is that the mail?
So imagine this. My dishes.
Every single person on the block's getting their mail, so it's just like thousands of asteroids are flying down at you at any given moment during the day. Like,
your
mail time
destroys your house.
Oh my gosh.
It's an enjoyable little game.
Your crater for catching our rocket ship has to be at the end of the driveway, not at your door.
That's why. Otherwise, I have to deliver to your house and blow your house up. So that is a little bit of a gem of a game. It's really, and of course, I even have an extra little twist of the knife. I bought it, and it went for sale $5 off like 2 days later. They got me.
That sounds like the post office to me.
Oh, you paid for this? How about a deal on it instead?
So, speaking of rocket cards, what's that game with the deck, the spades game?
Oh, Crew.
The Crew?
Crew? That's probably the best game that you've liked that I also like.
You like Wingspan, though. You do.
I love Wingspan, but between the two, it's so much easier to play around the Crew instead of around
It
Wingspan.
There's
is.
less setup.
Oh, it's so fast. The Crew is very well done. And that's this funny thing, too. I got that for $9, I think, on Amazon. Target had it for $20, full-blown $20, and I was like paid half that. It might even be $29.99 for the Crew at Target. So
Freaking Target.
for glorified spades, but I like the longevity missions of it, which is really, really
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
And we flew through a lot of those missions, too.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did.
yeah.
I make an excellent captain if I do say so myself.
Oh,
I like how happy Carrie is about a game that she was really not excited about playing.
I wasn't. It was
She
so
hated the learning aspect
confusing
of
in the
it.
beginning. It's like
Also, the nice thing is, anybody that wants to show you how to play a trick-taking game now, like you understand the mechanics already. They're 1-to-1. So any other thing that's based on that, you just have that knowledge now. So your life has gotten a lot better in terms of future card game learning.
that's true, because that's a thing you learned. What do you got there?
Okay, so I brought this because I also want to brother in on this. Who knows the difference between a cog, a gear, and a sprocket?
Ooh, okay. A sprocket,
is a
Runs-
picture printer.
it runs a chain specifically,
Yes.
okay?
A cog is in a clock.
Well, a cog is the machine, but a gear
Gear
would,
just turns other gears,
a
right?
gear would turn another gear.
Yep. So then what's a cog?
A cog,
I feel like the cog is the thing that goes through the gear or the sprocket.
and it's what turns.
It's like the
Transfers
it's like
motion
the
to something
transfer
else.
thing. I could be wrong, but that's what my brain says.
You are wrong. Okay.
Oh
so
no!
A gear pairs with other gears. A sprocket pairs with chains or belts.
Okay, yep.
Cog is the teeth on the gear or the sprocket.
Really?
Oh, I never knew that. I just call it
So if
teeth.
you're riding a bike, you're not changing gears, you're changing sprockets.
Interesting. Yeah, well, that makes sense.
'Cause
That's-
last night I was looking it up. I'm like, okay, what is? Because Marty was talking about gears on a blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, well, what's the difference between a gear and a sprocket and a cog? So I looked it up. I'm like,
Well, when you're driving a car, you're not changing
Weird.
gears then either. You're changing the sprockets.
yep.
Yeah.
Put in the fourth sprocket.
Well,
My
I mean,
reverse sprocket is broken.
in a car, you are changing gears because it's a gear is running another gear. So you'd be switching. So like a gear will then change a different gear of a different ratio. So a bigger gear, a little gear, versus like a bike, it's being run by a chain.
Okay, so one
So
of
you're
our
changing
docs.
it from
But you're still changing the ratio of the front gear to the back gear.
via chain versus via gear. So like you're changing it. The chain is what's driving. Like it's
There's no chains
sprocket.
and engines anymore.
There is, but for timing.
Okay.
But like actual transmission, it's like gears, and then you,
okay.
yeah, you
Dumb.
literally-
Change
yeah.
sprockets.
Not even gears anymore, it's just clutches.
Well, yeah, in automatic, yeah, and,
Yeah. Put it into fifth clutch.
but that I did not know. I did not know the cog.
If you want more dumb information like that, check out Glenn's YouTube channel.
Dumb
What?
ultimate wittiness. The video game, guys. Gears of War. The soldiers were the cogs. That makes sense. They're the teeth of the gear.
Oh, okay.
Gears of War, and then they're the cogs.
Moving the
Okay.
gears. All right.
Oh, that is big brain.
Jeez.
Somebody, who's the developer for that?
Well, Microsoft publishes it. I don't remember. BioWare? I don't know who did Gears of War.
Well, whoever the devs are, somebody went to college.
I love wittiness like that. Well, I'm going to read.
Let's see here. Oh, Tony's here. Hi, Tony. Tiff says Zillionaire's Road Trip looks fun, too.
Bring it over here.
Brad says, wasn't Sprocket the dog's name on Fraggle Rock? I haven't seen any Fraggle Rock stuff. Cam said, well, Gwen's definition is partially correct. It's not the actual definition of a cog.
Lay it on us.
Tell us the definition of a cog.
Cog is actually a wheel or a bar with a series of projections on it.
Oh, okay.
So the teeth of a gear could be called a cog, but that's like the rectangle square thing.
Got
Like
it.
all squares are rectangles, not all rectangles are squares.
I think we have enough time.
A gear and a sprocket are each a cog, technically. So you've seen the Jetsons, right?
Yep.
So where does George Jetson work?
Sprocket. Spacely Sprockets.
He works at Spacely Sprockets, and the rival company is Cogswell Cogs.
Quiz Chris on Pinocchio.
Why would I know anything about Pinocchio?
Jeremy's mom was watching Pinocchio when we stopped by her house earlier. The remake of it.
Oh, even more.
Anyway,
Pinocchio is my least favorite Disney movie of all time.
really, it was my older brother's favorite. Like,
Ugh, I hate that movie.
anyway, I asked Jeremy, "Who's the cat in Pinocchio?"
Oh, it starts
There's a
with G.
cat?
Yeah.
Jeremy thought it started with G as well. You're
No,
thinking of
it's-
Geppetto.
Geppetto's the dude.
He's the woodworker.
I know nothing about it, so like I'm not
What's the name of the cricket?
Jiminy, but he's
Although
been a million
Jiminy
other
wasn't
things.
the original name.
It's Figaro. What's the fish's name?
Here's what I remember. Jiminy Cricket shows up at the beginning, real boy, turns into a donkey, giant whale, the end.
Boom. The fish is Cleo.
Okay.
Monstro is the whale,
Yeah.
but Geppetto has a fish
I don't know how you know all this
named
stuff.
Cleo.
Anyways, there's a new game that is like Stardew Valley called Disney Dreamlight, and that's really fun. You like save Goofy and all the like. The Magic Kingdom was taken over by the Forgetful, and they make everybody forget. So you have to like go rescue Scrooge and Donald and Goofy and Mickey and Minnie and Olaf.
Have you played any of the
and-
Kingdom Hearts games?
I love the Kingdom Hearts games.
There's a Kingdom Hearts board game.
Anyway, so Kara's totally just racking my. So the curator for the game or narrator, basically the main character that walks you through the entire game. You go to him for all your missions. And it
Who's
makes
the
sense.
wizard in the Sword and the Stone?
Merlin?
Yes. So then she starts asking all these Merlin questions, and I didn't know a single one.
Who play? I know that
sure the
Sam
owl is
Neill played
Archimedes.
Merlin in a
Boom.
what?
Archimedes is the owl.
Why would she? Yeah, Kara just.
Who is the crazy witch in the woods?
Gwen.
Me.
Is it really Gwen?
No.
Oh.
Madam Mim.
Kara had a Disney life.
I had a
what
very
made
Disney
you-
life.
She's just watching the worst Disney movies is the problem.
What made you quiz me on the owl? She seriously asked me that again.
Because Merlin's owl is Archimedes.
What was another question you asked me about that?
I asked who the kid was that followed him around, and you said Arthur. You were right about that one.
Well, that's because the sword.
Because
and
the Sword in the
Stone.
Stone, yeah.
That was just a stab in the dark. No pun intended.
Ha.
Let's do one monstrosity, but see if we can get Gwen in on it.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
So what you've done, Jeremy, is unlock an unfortunate thing for you because Gwen's good at drawing too.
I know.
Oh, thank you.
Who's going to go to this guy?
Do we have any more boards?
I do. They're over in the studio.
Oh, convenient.
I brought most of my boards down.
Nice.
I don't even have the webcam hooked up, so this is gonna take a minute.
I like that you quoted the Robin Hood song. The cartoon Robin Hood.
Which song?
Robin Hood and Little John running through the forest, dodging rocks and steps and trees and trying to get away.
That was my ringtone for the longest time.
Yes.
We've got a wheel spin from Tony.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Need a marker?
Oh, Camden. I was like, I didn't realize you were staring at your phone.
Yep. All right. What scene is Jeremy acting out?
Or no, I have to come up with a scene, and then everybody else has to
What?
guess
No,
it.
Tony picks the scene.
Yep.
And then DMs me. Okay, so this is the way that it works, Tony. If you want to jump on a Discord or Messenger, text me, whatever. Name it. Freaking home automation crap that my Google Alexa thing. Stop! Jeez. Okay, rant time for a minute. Freaking I do not use any Amazon home automation things, right? I chose Google, right?
Okay.
This piece of every time I ask you to do a simple thing, turn on the podcast light, freaking turn off this, just something. What's 5 plus 3? It gives you, instead of just saying what's 5 plus 3, instead of just saying the answer is 8.
According to Google.
Yeah, 5 plus 3 is it. Don't tell me the math problem back, right? And then it'll be like, for more information on mathematics, and then just says like the lists out an entire URL. It's 10 minutes of it, and you can't tell it to stop.
I know.
You can't be like, shut up. I don't care. I don't care. I asked you for one thing, and now it's just dumping the entire internet on me. I don't want it.
So
I wish there was a setting to be like just answer mode only. Oh, it's frustrating.
So when I put Chip down for his nap today, I put on thunderstorm sounds just to kind of white noise, right? And she's like, okay, now playing thunderstorm noises. If you'd like to try a 3 months or whatever of Amazon Music, you can do this. It's like, girl, I am trying to get my child to sleep. I don't care. You've told me 1,000 times I can get Amazon Music. I don't want Amazon Music. I would have gotten it by now. We've had these things for how long?
I get so mad.
It grinds my gears.
We cheated that. There's a thunderstorm sound app that you can just play
I need to
thunderstorm
read chat
app.
apparently.
And she'll just go, playing thunderstorms.
No.
Because we were getting the same thing. And it was like, just shut up.
What's
lady.
the app called?
It's just called thunderstorms.
All right, cool. I like it.
So, Cam said, that's honestly one of my favorite Disney songs that I remember from childhood. Brad says, someone get Brownie a Snickers. He's on one today. Cam's uncle says, J3, use Mid-Journey to win.
Got it.
Wait, what's Mid-Journey?
It's an AI image generation.
Oh.
Ashley says, your Google is actually an employee of the Postal Service. That makes only too much sense. I asked for a simple answer delivery, and I get the most convoluted to the end of the driveway answer. Yeah, Cam says, Brownie, please say out loud, hey, crappy home automation device, read the Silmarillion. Silmarillion is what I said. And Brad said, hey, wait till Amazon's proprietary device starts telling you who to vote for.
Cal.
All right, for some reason, this webcam's not turning on. Give me a sec.
I'm excited for this. And then we have to.
Yeah.
But we'll do it.
But we'll do it.
So I've been listening to the podcast in reverse order when I'm at the gym. And I'm at the gym, I'm listening, zoning everyone else out, and I will just bust out laughing. And people will stop doing what they're doing and look at me and it's like, oh, sorry.
What is this chick listening to?
The same thing at work. You have an earbud in, and you start laughing. What are you laughing at?
It's like, it's hard to explain.
What you should do is just put it on a speaker so everybody has to listen to it.
I can't hear it.
Yeah, that's true. That we have to draw.
Yep. Is there? Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna test this. Where's my dead pile? Whoops. Nope. Where's the ones that we've done already? There it is. Because this is in a different spot now, so I don't know. Like, oh my gosh. Okay.
Chris is really good at describing these, but he forgets stuff.
What? I forgot one thing one time. I know we gotta go this way. That's still too close. All right, that would be good enough. Now I just need to adjust the focus on this thing. Everything is just a little bit. Hey, look, it's me. Configure video.
If you leave that one up, can't you just put the other card in front of it?
I suppose I could, yeah. Nailed it. Oh no, why did I pick auto again? Turds. There we go.
I like how it's in focus and then the machine is like,
Nah.
that's not focused.
Okay, so I'm gonna move this out of the way so
All
you guys
right.
can't see it. I gotta pull up a timer.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Cam sent me a text that I will look at in a minute. Okay, so timer. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get 20 seconds to look at this image. Okay, yeah, we can still see Gwen. Okay. So I get 20 seconds to look at the image, and then I get 2 minutes to describe it to you as best as I can. I try my hardest not to judge Jeremy for his horrible drawing, but usually that ends up being the differentiator because most of the time they do a pretty good job of getting all the same features. I'm going to try to be as specific as possible, when I see these things. So like, for example, I'll try and indicate that like the face is facing to the left or whatever. So it's the left of the card, not whatever, you know. So it's like when you show it to me, it has to be facing the same direction or whatever. Otherwise you get minus points, blah, blah, blah. So you guys can't, you guys can't see it right now. So this is the old one. So like, for example, this one's facing to the left. It's got a wizard hat. It's got certain pattern, whatever. So that's one that we had done before. So I'm not doing that one, Gwen. So I'm going to look at a new card. As soon as I have it set up in the frame, I'm going to start the timer because most of my time is going to be spent framing it. And then the 2-minute timer will begin.
All right, let's do it. This is a really fun game.
I've only ever heard it. I've never seen it.
It's really funny.
Okay, and my 20-second timer starts now.
So we don't get to know until he spends all 20 seconds.
Listening wise, it's like,
Shh. Oh, God. Okay.
yep, it's 20 seconds of nothing, and then him going, that's not long enough.
It's not long enough. Okay, are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, so it is standing on 4 legs. Just don't go too fast here. It's standing on 4 legs. It is facing to the left. It has the face of a walrus, very droopy jowls, but it has the 2 little like walrus tusk fang type things. They're more like fangs than tusks, but so it's standing on 4 legs. It's facing to the left. It's wearing a long coat covered in stars. It has 4 legs and it has 6 arms. It has 3 arms on either side. All of them are just hanging down. It's facing left. It's wearing a wizard hat with like a tumbleweed at the end. So the wizard hat, unlike the ones that they're not straight pointed up, they're like folded. It's like folded back. It's like an old dilapidated wizard hat. And it has like a little tumbleweed ball thing at the end. Its eyes, it has very big eyes. And the eyes, it's facing left. The eyes are looking back to the right like it's looking over its shoulder. Its head is still looking to the left, but its body is facing left. But it's like it's looking over its shoulder. It has a little scarf on the outside of the coat. So again, it's standing.
Does it have a walrus body?
It's just coat shaped. It's just coat. Like it's almost like a raincoat, like a long coat that goes down to basically its ankles. So it's facing to the left. It's standing on 4 legs. It has 6 arms. It's wearing a long coat that is covered in stars. He has a scarf on over that coat. He has a walrusy face, big eyes that are looking back, like over its shoulder, wearing a dilapidated wizard's hat that's like, it's got a couple of crinkles in it. It's not just like straight back. It's got a couple of like kinky crinkles in it. And it has a tumbleweed, or maybe it's like a ball of yarn, something like that, where it's just like a bunch of sort of scribbly whatever.
What was going on with the arms?
The arms are just straight down.
How many?
6 arms, 3 on each side.
4 legs?
4 legs, and he's facing left. The legs are facing left. That's it. All right, stop drawing. Stop drawing. Stop drawing. Stop drawing. Stop drawing.
Sketch. Oh, Jeremy.
Well, I didn't get the stars on because I was worried about arms and legs.
Okay.
I know this is.
So let me see what you guys drew. I'm gonna stand up and look here. Okay. Oh, interesting. So here is our boy.
Interesting.
Okay, so right off the bat, Gwen's shape is the closest. How many total? Jeremy.
I'm missing 1 arm.
I'm missing 3 arms.
Jeremy.
I have 3 arms and 4 legs. I don't have the other 3 because I can't do perspective, but that's not your guys' fault.
That's fine. All right, Gwen, can you hold on? No, you're fine. How big are your eyes on yours?
What?
Oh, okay. They got pretty big eyes.
I gave you Google eyes because I know you like those.
Oh, like even by comparison, they're not as big as the ones on here. Man, there's a lot going. Okay, so hat. Basically, everybody did the same kind of hat. Let me see your hat.
I have a bent over with your tumbleweed.
Okay, it doesn't look like you have the ball at the end of it.
No, you said a tumbleweed, so I made tumbleweed.
Can you bring that over here? I can see Jeremy and Kara's very well. I can't see yours.
Cam asked for a close up of all. You can't really see one.
I see. Okay.
That's Jeremy's.
So there's stars, arms.
So how many total stars do you have on yours, Jeremy? 3? How many
I
does
have
Kara?
3 on mine.
I have 0.
Okay, so right now, so Gwen's 1 point behind for that.
Yep.
I'll bring Gwen even for the body shape. I'm gonna knock Gwen further behind because the tumbleweed thing isn't as big as a ball as I said it was.
Oh yeah, your body shape is like right on.
That looks like he's trying to sell you something.
Gwen has, I didn't describe the whiskers, but Gwen has the whiskers on there, so that's a plus. Your face is also the droopiest of all. Oh no, Jeremy's is pretty droopy too. Kara's eyes, I think, are the best of those. Jeremy's eyes are looking the most back. This is freaking hard. This is very hard. Jeremy's doesn't have tusks.
No, that's a Zoidberg.
Chat, what do you guys think? Oh, Gwen missed the scarf too. Jeremy missed I think Kara has to take it. It has the most. It has the most elements. It has the most elements.
I like that. We do another one.
We can't. We don't have time tonight. But that game is dope.
Yeah,
Well, here's
Chad agrees that Kara won that one.
Thanks.
Did we? Oh yeah, we spun the wheel for Tony. We never act anything out. Did you already clear Tony's thing? I was just gonna refund it because we didn't do the thing. Well, next time you do a redeem, Tony, I'm gonna do a refund for you because we did not get to act out a scene.
Yeah, so we'll refund them next time. But at the beginning of next week's episode, I'm willing to act it out.
So yeah, just if Tony, if you just send me a scene that you want, otherwise I'll just pick one for you. Oh no, he did send me. What was the scene? Then you could have the. Can you send me some clarity on the scene, and then we'll start the podcast off next time with that. So okay. Anyway, that is all that.
Are we raiding tonight?
Who is available to raid? Let's see. We raid Vile Mods or Chris Perillo, basically.
Well, let's do Chris Perillo.
Okay. You guys gonna be able to interact with him when we jump in?
Yeah.
Kara can.
Okay. So that's the end of the show. What a show it was. Oh, Gwen, did you do your fun thing that you were gonna do or whatever?
Yeah, it was the cog sprockets and
Oh, okay.
Ears.
Yep.
What a worthwhile investiture of time that was.
I loved it.
Anyway, thank you everybody for joining us this evening.
Bye, Brad.
We had a lot of fun. I want to apologize to everybody who's listening to the audio-only version of the podcast. Yet again, we failed to provide anything of value to you guys, but you can always check us out live Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Central at twitch.tv/Rise of the Podcast. Or if you're like Gwen and want to catch up on old episodes, you can go to youtube.com/Rise of the Podcast and check out all of our, let's say, classic episodes there. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and also comment down below with your favorite cog-driven device.
I am going to go on there and comment just for that.
Are tanks
Anyway.
rocket driven then?
Sure.
So everybody, thank you. Oh, I got to get the raid thing. Oh god, freaking timer. All right, so I'm going to tab dance for a second. All you guys, I'm not apologizing for any. That was all completely justified anger. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and of course,
May the force be with you.